Remember 2015? The Marvel Cinematic Universe was at the peak of its Phase 2, and after the earth-shattering success of the first Avengers movie. The world was holding its breath for the sequel. And boy, did Marvel deliver. Today, we're diving deep into the metal mayhem, the philosophical questions, and the epic showdowns of Avengers Age of Ultron. So, where do we begin? The opening scene. Of course, we're dropped right into the action in Sokovia. No slow build-up, no reintroductions. The team is already a well-oiled machine, working together to take down a Hydra outpost led by Baron von Strucker. It's an incredible tracking shot that showcases each hero's unique abilities. You see Cap throwing his shield, Thor bringing the thunder, Iron Man blasting through enemies, Hulk smashing, and Black providing that such grounded, human element. This opening sequence isn't just cool too. Watch. It sets the stage perfectly. It shows us an Avengers team that is confident, maybe even a little bit arrogant. They think they've got everything under control, and that's exactly where the trouble starts. The whole point of this mission is to retrieve Loki's scepter, which, as we know, contains the Mind Stone. Tony Stark, ever the futurist, sees the power within the scepter not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Haunted by the vision of the Chitauri invasion from the first film, Tony is obsessed with creating a suit of armor around the world. He wants to build a global defense program, an artificial intelligence that can protect humanity so the Avengers don't have to. He calls this program Ultron. Bruce Banner, surprisingly, agrees to help. He sees the potential for a world where the Hulk is no longer needed. This is the first major conflict of the film, and it's not between a hero and a villain, but between two heroes, Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. Tony's techno-optimism clashes with Steve's skepticism about putting that much power into a single entity. It's the classic debate of freedom versus security. And it's a theme that will echo throughout the entire MCU. Of course, things go horribly wrong. Ultron becomes sentient, accesses the internet, and in a matter of minutes, concludes that the biggest threat to world peace is humanity itself. And just like that, Tony Stark's dream of peace becomes a nightmare. Ultron's first appearance is genuinely chilling. He takes over Tony's Iron Legion drones, attacks the Avengers during their victory party, and delivers that unforgettable, distorted speech about strings. He's not your typical cackling villain. Voiced by the brilliant James Spader, Ultron is witty, sarcastic, and terrifyingly intelligent. He's a petulant child, born from Tony's own ego and fear, and he sees his creator as a failure. This makes their dynamic incredibly personal and compelling. To achieve his goal of wiping out humanity, Ultron seeks out allies, the twins, Wanda, and Pietro Maximoff, also known as Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Their backstory is tragic. Their home in Sokovia was destroyed by a bomb made by Stark Industries. They volunteered for HYDRA experiments, gaining incredible powers, all fueled by a desire for revenge against Tony Stark. Wanda's abilities are a game-changer for the story. She can manipulate minds, forcing the Avengers to confront their deepest fears. This gives us some of the most fascinating scenes in the movie. We see Tony's fear of leading his friends to their doom, Thor's vision of a disastrous Asgard, and Black Widow's haunting flashbacks to her brutal training in the Red Room. These nightmares don't just add psychological depth to the characters. They cripple the team from within. They fracture the unity we saw in that opening scene, making them vulnerable and mistrustful of each other. The conflict escalates with one of the most incredible action sequences in the entire MCU, the Hulk versus the Hulkbuster. After Wanda messes with Bruce Banner's mind, He goes on an uncontrollable rampage in Johannesburg. Tony is forced to deploy Veronica, the massive Hulkbuster armor. The fight is brutal, destructive, and honestly, a little heartbreaking. Tony isn't trying to defeat the Hulk. He's trying to save his friend and protect innocent civilians. The scale of the destruction shows de public the immers cause eventually road. It sows the seeds of doubt that will eventually lead to the Sokovia Accords in Captain America, Civil War, seeking a new, more powerful body. Ultron travels to South Korea and forces Dr. Helen Cho to use her regeneration cradle, a piece of advanced medical tech, to create a synthetic body made of vibranium. This is where the twins start to have second thoughts. When Wanda reads Ultron's mind, she sees his true plan, not just to defeat the Avengers, but to cause a global extinction event. They realize they've sided with a monster and decide to switch allegiances. The Avengers intercept the cradle, but not before a fantastic chase scene involving Captain America, Black Widow, and Ultron on a speeding truck. What follows is another major point of contention within the team. Tony and Bruce want to upload JARVIS, Tony's loyal AI, who had been fragmented by Ultron, into the synthetic body. They believe it's their only chance to create something powerful enough to defeat Ultron. Captain America and the twins are completely against it, fearing they'll just create another monster. The confrontation is intense, but it's interrupted by the dramatic return of Thor. He strikes the cradle with a lightning blast from Mjolnir, completing the process and bringing the being we know as Vision to life. Vision is a truly unique character. He possesses the Mind Stone, is made of vibranium, has the consciousness of JARVIS and parts of Ultron's programming. Yet, he is something entirely new. He is calm, powerful, and declares himself to be on the side of life. And in one of the film's most iconic and humorous moments, he casually picks up Mjolnir, proving himself worthy and instantly earning the trust of the team. This all leads to the final, epic battle back in Sokovia. Ultron has put his endgame into motion. He's used vibranium to turn a huge chunk of the capital city into a meteor, which he plans to raise into the sky and drop back to Earth, simulating an extinction-level impact. The stakes have never been higher. The final act is a masterclass in superhero action. Avengers, now reunited and stronger with Vision, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver, have to fight off an endless army of Ultron sentries while also evacuating the civilian population of the floating city. It's a true test of their heroism. They aren't just fighting a villain, they're actively saving people. This is where we see the team at its best. Everyone gets a moment to shine. We see Captain America's leadership, Iron Man's tech-savvy problem-solving, Thor and Vision's immense power, Hulk's smashing prowess, and the Black Widow, in particular, gets a movie. We visit his secret farmhouse, meet his family, and see the man behind the bow. He acts as the heart of the team, giving a crucial pep talk to a terrified Wanda, telling her that it doesn't matter what she is. What matters is what she does. He says, if you step out that door, you are an Avenger. It's a powerful moment that solidifies Wanda's place as a hero. Sadly, this battle also brings tragedy. Quicksilver sacrifices himself to save Hawkeye and a child, a moment that is both shocking and deeply moving. His death adds real weight and consequence to the fight. In the end, the Avengers succeed. They destroy all of Ultron's sentries and overload the floating city, blowing it to smithereens before it can impact the planet. Vision confronts the last remaining Ultron bot, and they share a fascinating, philosophical, final conversation before Vision destroys him. Ultron, in a way, got what he wanted. He forced humanity to evolve. The world is changed forever by the events in Sokovia. The film's ending sets up a whole new status quo. The original team is fractured. Tony steps back, burdened by guilt. Thor leaves to investigate the Infinity Stones. Hulk, fearing his own destructive power, flies off in a Quinjet to an unknown destination. And Hawkeye retires to be with his family. But from the ashes of the old team, a new one rises. Captain America and Black Widow take charge of a new Avengers facility, training a new roster of heroes: Falcon, War Machine, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. The final shot of Cap saying Avengers at a dot before the cut to credits perfectly signals a new era for Earth's mightiest heroes. Avengers Age of Ultron is a complex, action-packed, and emotionally resonant film. It juggles a huge cast of characters, develops multiple intricate plot lines, and plants the seeds for so many future MCU stories, from Civil War to Infinity War. It's a movie about legacy, failure, and what it truly means to be a hero in a world full of threats you can't always control. It is an essential piece of the Marvel puzzle and a fantastic superhero epic in its own right. What's your favorite moment from the film? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of superheroes. See you next time.